In my previous video, I got a plane to Edinburgh to buy this Stage 2 Nardo Grey Audi RS3 Saloon. It's a dream car for most people, but in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about why I am not keeping this car. Beautiful car, Nardo Grey Saloon Audi RS3. Yeah, that is a very, very good looking car. And do not get me wrong, this video is not going to be about me hammering the shit out of Audi RS3s. But in my mind, as I got in this car, like, I suppose I've driven it quite a bit since I bought it, and I feel a little bit disappointed. And I think my main reason for that is because that RS badge on the front of that car, right, that represents so much. But on this particular car, I just don't feel like they've done quite as good a job as they've done on every other RS car they've ever built. So as this video goes on, I'll explain the things that are niggling me. Don't get me wrong, like I say, I do not hate this car. I love it. It's a bloody brilliant car, but there are things that let it down. And yeah, that's what this video is going to be probably solely about. So first things first, let's talk about the arches. I talk about it a lot. Every RS, AMG and M car should have 4 flared arches. Each corner should have a flared arch, right? Now I do believe that that arch there is, if we come from this angle here, is slightly flared, probably more than the A3. It's not too aggressive, but there is a little subtle flare on that arch. Fair enough. But as we come to the rear quarter, again, I'm not certain if this has been flared or if it's not. I don't think it has. I'm pretty sure that is just an Audi A3 rear quarter. This isn't an Audi A3, this isn't an Audi S3, this is an Audi RS3, right? A fattened rear arch is something that I would definitely expect on every single RS car, and up till the time when they built this car, it was on every single corner, right? The front brakes, beautiful looking things they are. Look at the size of them bloody brakes. Calipers, big beefy calipers. But then when you look at the rear calipers, like, I just don't know why. Maybe they were Audi A3 rear brake, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, the purpose of a brake is to stop the car, right? And these brakes stop the car very well, but visually, would I expect to see that on my Audi RS car? I don't know. I feel like I've got every reason to feel a little bit disappointed in that. As you come around the back, I cannot fault the rear end of this car. It is stunning. Like, aggression is definitely something it has at the rear. You've got the rear diffuser at the bottom there. It's got the usual fat oval shapes, exhaust tips, love them, and rear lights. You know what? Yeah, the rear of this car does look stunning. Up the top we've got a pan roof, love a pan roof, and then we hop on the inside. Definitely one of the best looking steering wheels on the car market right now. I literally love that steering wheel. The virtual cockpit, love that. That is a lovely feature. But then when we flip the camera in this direction, them seats. Now I understand that this car was not spec'd with the RS3 wingback seats, which for whatever reason, like the person that bought it new, probably trying to save money, chose not to do that. I get that it's a money spin up, but if I was the guy in charge of letting RS cars leave the line, I would not let it leave the line with them seats in the car. That is, like I said, this is not an A3, this is not an S3, this is an Audi RS3. We have an expectation of this brand, and that does not meet that expectation, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on them seats, but I just feel like for an RS3, they're a little bit disappointing. Now, under the bonnet, the party piece, right? Let's get this bonnet up. The 5-pot Audi RS engine. It's a single turbo, and it sounds absolutely unreal. In fact, let's hit the road. The sound of this car is like no other car on the road. It sounds so bloody good. Let me close that sunroof. I opened it because I wanted to highlight the sound a bit better, but it's giving us a bit of wind noise, so we'll ignore that. And that's the thing with this car. Please don't get it twisted. I love this car. It's a crazy thing. It's if you're considering buying buying one, when you get in the driver's seat of it, you'll love it, and I think you'll struggle to not buy it. But I look for character in a car, and this car, although it's got a hell of a lot going for it, it's got little bits of character missing, and that for me is just, it would niggle me if I was an owner of one of these cars. Now, I have considered buying one of these cars often as my own car. Like, I am in a situation, not even a situation, I feel like I want to change my car. Like, I've got the M6 at the minute, and I've had it a long time for me anyway, and it would be nice to have a change. And when I went to pick this car up from Scotland the other day, I thought, this is going to be the car. This is going to be Calvin's new car. It'd be nice to sort of almost come away from the BMW thing a little bit, jump into an Audi, and this is something that I've wanted for a long time, and I felt like, yeah, this is going to be the car. And it's definitely not the car. So something else that annoyed me a little bit on my journey back, obviously I was in the car for about 7 hours, Bang & Olufsen, big brand that is. I love a good sound system. This car has got the Bang & Olufsen speakers, great thing that is, but in comparison to the Harman Kardon sound system that's in like the M3 as an example, it's incomparable, man. Like, I know that's silly stuff, really silly stuff, but little things like that would annoy me. But since driving this car, it's got me thinking about the whole four-wheel drive thing, right? I was in my M6 yesterday, it's 750 brake horsepower, rear-wheel drive. It's a handful to drive at the best of times. In England, for the last couple of weeks, we've had quite a lot of rain, and a 750 brake rear-wheel drive car is a nightmare in the rain, yeah, as you can imagine. I had a little race, I wouldn't say race, it's a race, a little bit of fun with a Golf R yesterday, and my car just couldn't do anything, right? I was trying to put my power, it was a waste of time, and that is where four-wheel drive is good. Now, I do find four-wheel drive a little bit boring, but it does a very good job, as you all know, of putting power down. And this car being stage 2 tuned, it is a right laugh to drive. Now, let's go back to RS as a brand. And I mentioned earlier that every RS car on the road is like motor imperfection. If you want a four-wheel drive car, you want it looking good, ticking boxes, Audi's range of high-end cars are absolutely amazing. They are really good. I had an RS6, obviously, as you lot know, and I loved that car. Every aspect of that car was perfect. The engine, the gearbox, the looks, the purpose of it, the sound, everything about that car was unbelievable. This car has the RS badge, you expect it to tick similar boxes, and it just doesn't. The engine, I feel like it definitely does deserve an RS badge on it, but the car, I just feel like it doesn't. And that is exactly why I think probably by the time this video even goes live, this car will be sold. And I won't be keeping it, because although, yeah, it's beautiful, it is a great all-rounder. The engine and gearbox combination is phenomenal. Like, that gearbox, you can't fault that gearbox at all. The way it's delivering power, the sound, again, let's just get the window open and let you enjoy a little. Sounds like a bloody Audi R8, I said that in the previous video. Amazing car. Maybe if it was a hatch, I don't know, but I think I might like a hatch a bit better. Maybe it should have just stayed as a sports hatch. Not saying I dislike the saloon thing, but there's something in this car that's not doing it for me. Maybe that, I don't know, but all I know is I'm not massively excited about this car, despite it having a hell of a lot going for it, and I will be selling it, alright? So I am at Bincanal. It was a short and sweet video, but I feel like I've missed stuff. Have I missed stuff? Probably have missed some stuff, I don't know, but I'm putting into Binca. This was just a journey to work, to talk to you about my feelings on this car. I can't help but feel like when I drive this car that I'd much rather be sat in an F80 M3. And an F80 M3, probably a bit less money, and I feel like you get more of a car for the money. These RS3s, I feel like they're not great value for money. But again, I want to keep reminding you that they are an amazing car. They're holding their money well, and I doubt very much that anyone would get in the driver's seat of this car and feel disappointed with it. All right, I'm just being a bit silly, maybe. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. It has got me thinking about my next car. It's definitely given me a good feeling on what I would like to get next. I've been looking at a car with the same badge, if you want to give that away, and it also ticks all of the boxes that this car doesn't. All right, so tight squeeze. But we'll see. All right, so yeah, I'm done. I'm now at work. Thank you very much for watching. Hit like, definitely hit that bloody like button. If you are new to my channel, hit subscribe. New video every Wednesday and Sunday at 6 o'clock. And that's it, innit? Give me a follow on Instagram at Calvin's Car Diary, and I'll see you in my next video. All right. In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, I recently bought a BMW M2 for half the value of what that RS3 is worth. And in my next video, we're going to begin tuning my M2.